everyone. Welcome. I'm glad you could be here with me. Let's do some yoga. Before we get started, I just want to let you know of a few items you might want to grab. At the very end of class, we have a very yummy grounding ending, so you might want to go ahead and just grab some things now so that you're good and prepared. So at the very end, you might want a blanket or a small pillow to put under your head. So item number one, either a folded up blanket or a small pillow. Item number two, a strap if you have one. If you do not have one, you can grab a scarf or a necktie. So anything that you could use as a strap. So we need a small pillow or blanket for under our head. We need a strap that could also be a scarf or a tie, anything like that. And then we also need a larger bolster, if you have a large bolster, or maybe a full-size pillow. That's going to end up going under your legs. So a nice big full-size pillow to go under your legs. So far, small pillow or folded up blanket for under your head, a strap, or a tie or a scarf. Mushrooms joining us. Or the third item, or not or, and the third item is a large pillow. Small pillow or blanket, strap, and a large pillow. So those are the things you're going to need. If you have blocks, you can grab 2 blocks, 1 or 2. If you only have 1, that's awesome. We only need 1. And that should be everything. Strap, block if you have it, large pillow or bolster, small pillow or folded up blanket. Okay, hit pause, go grab these things, get prepared. Set up your space, maybe light some incense, burn a candle, and we will begin. We're going to do a really wonderful grounding sequence to just kind of get all of this spinning to just go down to our feet and settle and ground and breathe. So let's begin. Finding a nice comfortable seated position anywhere on your mat that feels good for you. You can sit on a blanket or a block if that feels nice to just slightly raise up your hips. I'm actually going to do that. That sounds great. So just sitting on a blanket or a block or flat on the earth. Come into a nice cross-legged position. Your legs can go crossed if that feels comfortable, or you can stack one in front of the other, whatever feels nice for your hips and your body today. So come into your nice comfortable seated position, and let's just close our eyes. Take a moment to go within and connect with your breath. So we're just going to take a moment. Your hands can be on your knees, palms up or palms down. And just find your breath. Bring your gaze closed. Bringing your attention to your inhale and your exhale. In and out of your nose. Maybe taking a moment, check in with your shoulders. On an inhale, you can inhale them up to your ears, lifting up the shoulders. And as you exhale, pressing them down and back. Just feeling your chest expanding there a little bit. And just continue to breathe. Think about your sit bones reaching down to the earth, grounding down with every exhale. With every inhale, the top of the skull reaching up to the sky, feeling your middle just lengthening, and you're getting so much taller with every breath, creating nice space in your center. Any thoughts that may arise, acknowledging them, and then just setting them to the side. We'll come back to you later, and coming back to your breath. Feeling your body as it expands and widens and makes space for the air to flow in. And feeling your body as it releases down and grounds down as you exhale and it relaxes. You can stay right here with this even inhale and even exhale. Or if you'd like to, I invite you to add an extended exhale. And that simply means you can inhale your same amount, maybe counting to 4 on your inhale. And then on your exhale, try to double that. Maybe try to exhale out to a count of 8. So with your own breath in your own body, if at any point it becomes too restricting or too much, just let go of that and just breathe like normal. You can't do it wrong. You're just breathing. So together, let's take a big inhale. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, continuing this. Inhale for 4, exhale for 8 if that matches your breath. Basically just inhale your regular breath, exhale double the amount. And continue that. With the gaze closed, really come within. Feel how the body feels. Just finishing out your full breath in and out. Once you finish that breath, just come back to your regular breath. Maybe blinking the eyes open. Coming back slowly to the room, just a little bit in front of you and then the rest of the room. See how you feel. Maybe that breath can relax you a little bit. Maybe your shoulders just drop down a little bit. Just examining how you feel with the extended exhale. Keeping that breath in your tool belt. You can use that anywhere, anytime. Just a nice long exhale. So now our gaze is open. We're still in our nice comfortable seated position. If you like to take a moment to switch your feet, just to keep everything nice and even, I'm going to switch mine. If you have them crossed, just switch top and bottom legs. Just taking a moment there. Coming back to your comfortable seated position. Your shoulders are down and back and relaxed. Your sit bones are grounded down. Your top of your head's reaching up nice and tall. Maybe the hands relaxed down by your knees onto the earth. Relax your hands all the way down. Inhale, arms all the way up, reaching those fingertips up to the sky, keeping your shoulders relaxed, and exhale down. Continuing this, we're going to inhale up, maybe bringing your gaze up towards your fingertips as they tap. And then exhale and slowly bringing your gaze down to your navel. Just adding a little neck stretch here. Inhale up, gaze to the fingers, tapping, and exhale down. Gaze to the navel. Inhale up. And exhale down. Nice control in the shoulders. Inhale up. Feeling the air passing between your fingers. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale up, and we're going to keep them up. So we'll meet here with both arms extended up, fingertips nice and wide, reaching to the sky. Shoulders are peeling down your back. Be sure they're not hunched up next to your face. So shoulders are peeling down. Fingertips are lifting up. Grounding down through your sit bones. Every exhale, envision roots growing out of your sit bones into the earth. And the earth continuing to send roots up to yours as they connect. Really feel the connection of your sit bones to the earth. One more inhale. Lift your fingertips. Exhale. exhale, we're going to twist open to the right, bringing your left hand to your right knee, right hand behind you. Nice soft twist here. Maybe your gaze finds its way towards your right shoulder. Keeping this soft. Inhale back to center. Lifting the fingertips up to the sky. Exhale, opening up to your left. Right hand to your left knee. Soft twist. Gaze to the back. Inhale back to center. One more time. Exhale, opening up to the right, maybe twisting a little bit deeper. Inhale back to center. Exhale, open to the left. Twist a little deeper if that feels nice. Keeping the shoulders relaxed. Inhale back to center. Exhale, arms down. And I'm going to remove my blanket. You can stay seated on yours if you like, or remove it, whatever feels good for you. Coming back to your comfortable seated position, we're just going to do a little side stretching. So we're going to inhale our arms up again. Exhale, right hand down to the earth. Left arm over towards the right. So you're getting a nice side stretch across the whole left side body here. Not really pressing too hard down into this right hand. Really being sure you don't cave over into the right side. Lifting the left fingertips towards the right side of the room. Maybe bringing your gaze up the inside of your left arm. And continuing to press your left hip down as you reach your left fingertips over. Nice side stretch. Inhale back to center, both arms up. Exhale, left hand down, right arm over. Beautiful. Allowing your breath to guide your movement. Maybe you feel yourself go a little deeper on your exhale. Bring your gaze up the inside of that right arm. Be sure you're not caving forward. Keep your chest nice and open. Your heart shining up to the sky. Don't cave too much into your left side. Press your right hip down to the earth. Right fingertips reaching over to the left side of the room. Inhale back to center, both arms up. And exhale, both hands down, release. Maybe give the shoulders a little shake. We're going to find our way into a tabletop position. So finding your way, hands and knees. We're going to place our hands below our shoulders and our knees below our hips. And just take a moment here and be sure you're nice and aligned. Everything feels good. Hips are above the knees, shoulders are above the hands. Send your tailbone to the back of the mat. Take a moment and send the back of your skull to the front of the mat. And just really feel that linked in your center. And just as when we were sitting down, creating nice length through our center with that extension through the skull and extension through the tailbone. Once you're nice and aligned here and everything feels great, let's just move into some cat-cows. Inhale, lifting the head, lifting the tailbone, dropping the belly down. Exhale, dropping the chin to the chest, arching the back, dropping the tailbone. And continuing this with your own breath. If you'd like to pause anywhere, feel free to do so. Flowing through your breath as it moves your body. You can add some toe tucks if you like. As you inhale, lifting the head and the tailbone, curl under your toes. As you exhale, dropping the chin to the chest, you can release the toes. Really feeling your spine pressing all the way in one direction and then all the way extending in the opposite direction. Feeling the breath and the body movement connecting. Pressing into your fingers. And finish out the full rotation you're in, going all the way into your inhale and all the way into your exhale. And then meeting us back in center, the nice flat spine. Releasing the toes so they're nice and relaxed. Tops of the feet are flat to the earth. You're in your wonderful tabletop. Nice strong shoulders, tailbone reaching to the back. Take a big inhale here. And on an exhale, sending your hips down and finding your way into child's pose, Balasana. Releasing your forehead down to the earth. Allowing your sit bones to just melt down to your feet. You might get a cat photo bomb in a moment. Just continue to breathe through it. She will move. And just finding your way in your downward facing dog. In your child's pose. Cat control. Pardon me, guys. Okay, baby. Okay. All right, so we are together here in our child's pose. Releasing your hips down. Your knees can be together or apart, whatever feels good for you. Just release here for a moment. Allowing yourself to melt in child's pose. Your forehead is resting onto the earth. Your hands can be out in front of you, relaxed onto the earth. If you'd like a little extra work, you can lift up onto your fingertips, engaging the arms, continuing to send the hips down to the feet. I'm going to lift my head so I can speak, but you continue to rest in your version of child's pose. Breathing here with your even inhale and your even exhale. Maybe taking this time to set an intention for your practice today. I think our entire world could benefit from greeting ourselves and others with kindness and compassion, as if you've just found a lost child in the grocery store that's looking for its parent. I invite you to greet yourself with that kindness and compassion today, whatever time of day it is that you're practicing. Maybe taking this time to set an intention for what you need from this practice. Do you need a little bit of self-love? Do you need forgiveness? Do you need movement? Do you need connection? What do you need? Maybe you simply just need some kindness and compassion, and that can be your intention. But just really greet yourself with that throughout this practice as we find calming, grounding energy. We're resting in child's pose. Our forehead is lowered below our heart. Just taking a moment to realize while you're in this posture, your head is below your heart, allowing your heart to guide you, and asking your head to just lower down and be quiet. Let my heart guide this. A few more breaths in your child's pose. On an inhale, we're going to rise back up into our tabletop position. And on an exhale, come to sit on your feet with your toes curled under. Okay, so checking in, you should be able to see my toes are curled under, and I'm sitting back onto my heels. You can have a little bit of hip distance here if that feels nice. Just check in with your pinky toes. They like to flip backwards, so check in with those babies. Make sure they're facing forward. And we're simply going to stretch our toes here. You can just bring your hands onto your legs, palms up or palms down. Relax your shoulders. And at any time, for me, this can become intense real quick. So really listen to your body, pay attention to your body, and at any time it becomes intense, you can just come back towards tabletop and release your toes so that the tops of the feet are on the earth, toes release, maybe take a breath, maybe come back. Continuing to do that. If this is a little too deep, you can come up and maybe place a blanket or a block under your sit bones here and coming back down with that little height in there. So finding what works for you. breathing here. Shoulders are relaxed at any time, just coming out. I broke my foot last year in February and I'm still healing, so this is great work for me, but I do have to listen to myself. And when my breath gets a little too much, I just need to release and come out. Allowing your breath to help guide you. Whenever your breath is not so smooth, it can increase and become a little quicker. When it's not so smooth, maybe back off whatever you're doing just a little bit. See if that helps your breath. Once you get back to your breath, you might be able to go even deeper. A little bit more of our toe stretches here, guys. Nice even inhales and even exhales. Just stretching those little toes. One more. And let's release those feet. And just allow them to come flat to the earth. Maybe giving them a little shake out here. Feels nice. And we're going to find our way seated onto our sit bones. You can face the front of your mat. I'm going to turn to the side just so I can see you guys. And we're going to find a wide-legged position. Not super wide, just whatever feels comfortable for you. It can be real small or it can be real wide. Just find what feels good in your hips. And we're going to do some hip circles. So wherever you are, be sure you can move. So legs are nice and extended. Maybe just take a moment, curl the toes towards the body. Feel the legs flex and then just release that there. Check in with your lower abdomen. Be sure your lower abdomen's engaged and lifting up. Lower back's nice and mindfully engaged. And we're just going to work into some nice little circles here. So from the center, take a big inhale. And as you exhale in either direction, just lean towards one leg or the other and let's just work our way around into nice circles. I like to just run my hands along with my movement. I'm just tapping my fingertips on the earth. Exhale as you fall forward, inhale as you come back, if that helps. Or if you're spinning a little quicker, just flow with your breath that works with your body. Lovely hip circles here, just opening up the hips, warming up the spine, getting everything flowing. Sit bones are nice and grounded. Coming to a stopping point, maybe at center, and inhale. Exhale in the opposite direction. Nice even inhale and even exhale throughout your whole practice. And we're going to finish this rotation and find your way back to center. Bringing the bottoms of the feet in, we're going to find our way into a relaxed bound angle, Baddha Konasana. And if you'd like, you can stay right here where you bring the bottoms of your feet together. And you can have a nice wide big diamond here, or if you'd like a little tighter, you can work your hips towards your feet here, so it's a little bit tighter. So find what feels good for you. Be sure that your pelvis is a little tilted forward. Think as if you have a tail coming out of your tailbone, like a dog or a cat tail. And you don't want to break your tail, so your tail's placed out there. So you have that little bit of tilt in your pelvis to protect your tail. And if you would like, you can stay right here. If you want to go a little bit deeper, we have a few options. You can grab your folded blanket or your block and placing it where it will go underneath of your feet. And this just adds a little bit extra to this stretch, and it feels divine. If you sit in a chair at a computer all day, if you sit in your car all day driving, it's just a really, really nice hip opener. It's really relaxing. I try to do it at the end of every work day. So I've got a nice wide-sized diamond here. We're just going to take a moment, grabbing your feet with your hands and opening them up like a book. Maybe giving the bottoms of your feet a little rub here, show them a little bit of love. Thank you, feet. You guys take me everywhere. And peeling those feet open. Inhale, lifting your chest. And as you exhale, softly fold forward. Allow this to be nice and relaxed, keeping the lower back engaged at first, so we're not curling the spine quite yet. Continue to press your chest forward and breathe. Every inhale, lengthening the spine, top of the head reaching up. Every exhale, coming a little deeper. Maybe the elbows press into the bends of the knees or lay in front of the legs. Once you've found your way to the full extension of this posture for your body today, you can just allow yourself to relax there. Maybe the head falls towards the feet. Maybe you feel a little curve in the spine. Maybe even bringing the forearms, facing palms up in front of your legs, and just relaxing here. Come into your breath. Also great to do a nice open mouth exhale here and release the jaw and the hips at the same time. So let's do that together. We'll take a big inhale, open mouth exhale, release. Maybe even sigh. Do that again. And slowly inhale up to seated, nice and slow. Just stacking one vertebrae onto the next. Bringing your hands to the outer edges of your knees. And just slowly bringing the knees in together. Removing your blanket or your block. And let's just windshield wiper our knees out so the feet are a little bit wider than hip distance. And just drop the knees over to one side. Feel that nice stretch. And drop them over to the next side. Beautiful. And we're going to come back to center and find our way back into our tabletop position here. So onto our hands and our knees. Taking a moment to line everything up. Hands are below the shoulders, knees are below the hips. Everything feels good. Press your tailbone to the back of your mat. Press your top of your skull to the front of the mat. Feel that extension through your center. Nice, strong tabletop. Curling under your toes, we're going to find our way into our first downward dog of the practice. Take a big inhale, and on an exhale, allowing your hips to guide the way. Hips up to the sky, pressing your way into downward facing dog. And of course, take your time and just wiggle it out here. We always like to move around in our first downward facing dog, maybe bending one knee and then bending the other knee. So just shift the weight from side to side. It might feel really nice to bend both elbows at the same time and both knees at the same time on an inhale. A little crunch here. And then on an exhale, pressing the knees straight, straightening the arms, feeling yourself going just a little bit deeper. And just taking this time in your downward facing dog, check in with your hands. Be sure your pointer finger and your thumb are making a nice L shape. Check in with the back. Be sure it's nice and expanded. The arms are pressing down towards the earth. The hips are pressing up to the sky. And again, creating length in your center. Feeling the heels reaching down to the earth, maybe pressing your feet away from each other. And as you do that, feeling your hips just lifting a little bit more. And it lowering to your knees at any time. If this becomes too much, if your breath becomes uneasy, take a break, come down to tabletop or child's pose. So just know this is your practice at any time. Honor your body. Take a break if you need to. We want this to be a very gentle grounding practice. So in downward facing dog, we're going to bring our gaze to our hands as we bend our knees and step the feet between the hands. Coming up on an inhale, halfway lift. Nice length in your spine. Again, sending that tailbone back. Top of the skull forward. Exhale, fold down. And let's make this forward fold nice and relaxed. Check in with your feet. Be sure they're about a hip distance apart. Bring a nice little soft bend into your knees. And then allow the top of the head to just hang down. So you're feeling a nice relaxed forward fold. Your hands can just reach down towards the earth. Feel your abdomen reaching towards the front of your legs. You can stay right here if you'd like to interlace your fingers and just place them on the bottom of your skull. This can be a little added neck stretch. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Upper body's nice and relaxed. Feet are grounded down. If you chose to bring the hands behind the head, maybe releasing the hands. And let's shake out our head, yes, and shake out our head, no. Release the spine, release the neck. If your knees are nice and bent, maybe trying to straighten them just a little bit. Taking it a little deeper into forward fold. Let's inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up to standing, bringing the arms above the head. Palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. And just take a breath here. Beautiful. We're going to do a nice little slow flow through Surya Namaskara A, Sun Salutation A. And we're going to do this nice and modified the first time. So I'm going to do all of the modifications. You can see all of the options. And then the second time, just find your flow. Do what's going to work for you in your practice. So coming to the front of your mat, check in with your feet, hip distance. We're going to find a nice mountain pose, Tadasana. So your feet are a good hip distance apart. Maybe even lifting the toes and pressing them back down. Check in with your heels. And let's just rock from our toes to our heels. And just really feeling the front of the feet and the back of the feet. Tippy toes to our heels. And now plant. And now just rock from the right into the left. Swing from side to side. Feel the right side of the feet and the left side of the feet. And now really ground down to all of the parts of your feet that you just felt connect with the earth. All four corners of your feet pressing down into the earth. Ankles are strong and supported. Feet are hip distance. Working your way up to your knees. Be sure there's a micro bend in your knees. You don't want them locked back. So a very tiny micro bend in the knees. Kneecaps are lifted. Coming up to your tailbone is tucked. Your lower abdomen is engaged and lifted. Hips are lined above your knees. Everything's nice and aligned here, so beautifully aligned. Working your way up to your shoulders. Maybe inhale those shoulders all the way up to your ears. Peel them down and back as your fingertips reach down to the floor. Your thumbs press to the back of the room. Really feeling your shoulders open up as you press your thumbs back. Check in with your front ribs. Be sure they're not poking out. They're nice and not bulged out, nice and in towards the abdomen. Shoulders are peeling down your back, nice and open. Maybe you feel your chin slightly lower towards your chest as the back of your skull reaches up to the sky. Tadasana, mountain pose. Really feeling the strength in this posture. Your weight is evenly distributed to both sides of your body. You're as strong as the mountains. Nothing can knock you over. Grounding down to your feet with every exhale, just sending that breath to your feet, envisioning those roots underneath of your feet. With every inhale, lengthening through your spine, feeling yourself getting taller. Slowly blinking your eyes open, just to come back to the room, maintaining your mountain pose, maintaining that groundedness. Inhale, arms up, reaching up, exhale, forward fold, top of the head reaching down to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulder blades peeling down your back. Exhale, fold. Nice and deep. Take a moment, bring your hands to the earth. We're going to step or jump our feet back, finding your way into plank pose, or you can lower down your knees. So you're in like a knee down push-up position. We're going to inhale here. Exhale, lowering down your chest as you bend your elbows and your chin. And then we're going to inhale into cobra, lifting your head, lifting your chest. Your hands are on the earth, feet are on the earth. And then we'll exhale into downward facing dog. Nice modified Surya Namaskara A. Gentle grounding sun salutation A. Breathing in your downward facing dog here for a few breaths. Always know you can lower down the knees at any time. Think about the inside of your elbows are twisting to the front of the mat, really engaging those biceps. One more inhale. Exhale, bending your knees, bringing your gaze to your hands. We're going to step or jump our feet between our hands. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, arms above the head, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center, feeling your thumbs tap your chest, right where your heart is. Let's go right back into that, and we're going to find it with our own breath and our own body. What guides you? What's calling you? So do what your body needs in this sun salutation. Coming to your breath for a moment, grounding into your feet. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Hands to the earth, take a moment, step or jump back, finding plank or knee down. Bending the elbows, lowering down into chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. And inhaling into upward dog or cobra. And exhaling into downward facing dog. A few breaths here. Grounding into your feet and your hands with every exhale. Lifting through your hips with every inhale. Bending your knees. Gaze to your hands. Step or jump the feet between the hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. I'm going to take a moment and readjust my mat. I'm up against the wall. Okay. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, you can stay at the front of your mat. If you grabbed a blanket or a large pillow that would equivalent to a large bolster, go ahead and grab that and just have it behind you in case you need it. Okay? We're going to go into a nice grounding yogi squat. So I'm going to do it actually from the side and from the front so you can see both. So you're going to come to the front of your mat. Your feet are going to be about the distance of your mat or maybe even wider. The wider your feet are apart, a little bit easier this can be. The closer your feet are together, a little more challenging this can be. So allow that to gauge you, how you want to set yourself up. Okay, so your feet are angled a little bit in. Your heels are angled a little bit in instead of straight. So let's just ground down into our feet. Inhale, arms up. And as you exhale, bringing the hands to heart center and bending in the knees into a squat. And maybe your squat is right here. Your elbows come to your knees and just lift your chest. This is a beautiful yoga squat. Ground down into those feet and continue to breathe. Maybe your yogi squat, I'll come this way, goes a little bit deeper and you can come all the way down. Just be sure you can continue to lift your chest. Press your elbows into your bends of your knees and allow yourself to lift through the chest. Be engaged with your lower abdomen area. Continue to lift through your lower abdomen, through your chest, and ground to your feet. Breathing here. Staying in whichever form you've chosen. And remember, you have your blankets or your bolster behind you. And the reason for that is when this gets real intense and you can't hold this anymore, just plop down onto your blanket or your bolster, reposition yourself, and come back into your posture with the bolster or the blanket under your hips. So we're now in the same posture, but restorative. Allow the prop to help you. Come back to hands at heart center, pressing the elbows into the bends of the knees and lifting the chest, grounding through your feet. Once you're on the blanket or the bolster or the pillow, whatever you found under your sit bones, you can even open the hands so that the fingertips are reaching down to the earth. This is a wonderful grounding posture. I invite you to bring your gaze closed and just breathe here. Wherever your hands are, bringing them back to heart center. Let's take a moment and turn our toes to face the front of the mat. We're going to go into a wide-legged forward fold. So from your seated position, take an inhale, and on your exhale, just send your hips up to the sky and allow yourself to come into a forward fold here. Slight bend in the knees might feel real nice. Maybe even grabbing opposite elbows here. Shaking out the head yes and no, swaying the body from side to side, or finding stillness. Just a nice wide-legged forward fold here. I don't know if you guys can see, but I now have two cats in here with me. All right, releasing your elbows. I'm just feeling, it feels nice to bend my knees and send my hips from side to side. This is just something weird. My body said to do it. It feels good if you'd like to join me. We're going to come up halfway. Lengthen that spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root down through your feet, lifting the hands up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. You can heel toe your feet back to the center of the mat. And just breathe here for a moment. Maybe taking a quick body scan and seeing how your body feels after that. And let's find our way back into mountain pose, Tadasana. At the front of our mat, feet are hip distance apart, palms facing the front, and fingertips reaching down to the earth. Your tailbone is tucked. Your shoulders are peeling open, so your chest is open, and melting down your back, finding Tadasana. A little micro bend in the knees. Your gaze can be opened or closed. We're going to begin to flow a little bit. If your gaze is closed, you may want to bring it open. Exhale, grounding to your feet. Inhale, lifting the arms above the head. Exhale, fold. Maybe a slight bend in the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Shoulders peel down your back. Exhale, fold, nice and deep, top of the head reaching down, hips reaching up. And let's bring our hands onto the mat, stepping or jumping your feet back, finding your plank position. You can lower your knees down at any time. Nice strong spine, pressing the energy through the heels. Nice strong shoulders supporting you. Lower abdomen is engaged. Continuing to breathe here. Nice big inhale. And with control as you exhale, we're going to lower all the way down onto our bellies. Allow the feet to release, tops of the feet to the earth, maybe touching your toes and your heels fall apart. Allowing your hands to sweep by your side, palms up, and just resting one cheek onto the mat. And allowing yourself to melt here. Letting everything support you and just release. It's wonderful when you can hear your heartbeat, maybe connecting in with that. And slowly just switching to the opposite cheek. On an inhale, we're going to come to center, bringing your forehead or your chin to the mat. Just taking a moment here and bringing the feet so that they're flat to the earth, maybe about a hip distance apart. Tops of the feet pressing into the earth. Your hands are palms up to the sky. So palms are up to the sky, back of the hands pressing down towards the earth. And let's just take a big inhale and exhale with no movement here. So big inhale. As you exhale, press the feet and the hands and the pelvis down into the earth. And on your next inhale, lifting just the head and the chest. Your fingertips and your feet are still pressing down into the earth. Nice half locust. Check in with your neck. Be sure it's nice and straight. One more inhale. Lifting through the chest, and exhale, releasing everything down. Allow the feet to fall open, the hands relax, and just finding one cheek onto the earth, or maybe resting the forehead down. Just to keep it nice and even, if you found one cheek, let's switch over to the opposite cheek for a breath. And coming back to center. Your forehead or your chin is on the earth, bringing the tops of the feet flat to the earth, hip distance apart. Bringing the hands so that they're palms up facing the sky. And this time, we're going to go into a little bit of a different version. We're going to lift our hands and our feet. So first, we'll take a big inhale and exhale with no movement. So either your forehead or your chin's on the earth, tops of the fingertips and hands are on the earth, tops of the feet are on the earth. Taking a big inhale with no movement. Big exhale, pressing everything down into the earth. On this inhale, lifting the hands, lifting the feet, lifting the head, lifting the chest. Inhale, lift. Looking out over your life as if you're just flying in the clouds, looking down. One more big inhale. And exhale, release everything down. Cheek or forehead to the earth. And just sway your hips from side to side. Small release on the lower back. If you found one cheek, let's keep it even and switch to the opposite cheek for a breath. Coming back to center, and we're going to bring our hands out in front of us, bending our elbows and finding Sphinx pose. So your elbows are lined up below your shoulders, or maybe even just slightly in front of your shoulders, and feel as though you're pulling your elbows towards your body. Your palms are down, and press your chest forward through your shoulders. Check in with your feet. Tops of the feet are pressing into the earth. Maybe you feel your legs lifting just slightly through the knees and the calves as you press through the tops of the feet. Finding your Sphinx pose, lifting through the heart. If your glutes are engaged, trying to release them. Allowing this work to be in your chest, lifting through the chest. One more big inhale. And exhale, release here. Bending the elbows, making a pillow with your hands for your forehead. The toes touch and the heels fall open. And just relax here for a moment. And bringing your hands under your shoulders, elbows nice and tight towards your body, tucked in next to your ribs. On an exhale, we're going to send ourselves into child's pose. And maybe allowing the fingers to just sweep down by your side, reaching back down towards your feet. Fully allowing your shoulders to relax. Embracing your child's pose and just resting here. And slowly bringing your hands back underneath of your shoulders. Elbows are tucked in nice and tight. And let's just find our way back into our tabletop. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, curling under your toes. And on an exhale, we're going to send our hips back into downward facing dog. And let's just take a moment here and wiggle around and see how this downward facing dog might feel different than the first one of our practice. Really sending the hips up to the sky. Nice strong hands pressing through the knuckle mounds of every finger and thumb. On an exhale, bending your knees, we're going to step or jump our feet between our hands. Inhale, halfway lift, nice long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up to standing. Hands above the head. Exhale, hands to heart center. Quick body scan here. Just seeing how you feel. Maybe placing one hand onto your heart, one hand onto your abdomen, and bringing your gaze closed for a moment. Maybe even dropping your chin down towards your chest. And releasing the hands by your side. We're going to inhale, arms up. Exhale into your chair pose, sending the hips down as if you were sitting back into a chair. Your arms can either be straight out in front of you, shoulders are relaxed. This might feel great for your chair pose. Check in with your knees. Be sure they're behind your toes. If you'd like to go a little deeper, maybe the arms are reaching up next to your ears, shining your chest up to the sky, sending your sit bones down. One more inhale, lifting through the chest. Exhale, we're going to forward fold, straightening the legs, dropping your upper body. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold. Bringing your hands to the earth, stepping or jumping back into downward facing dog. Going back to your even breath. Even inhale with your even exhale. And on your next exhale, bending your knees, coming back into your tabletop for a moment. And then we're going to rise our upper body so that we're just on our knees here. We're going to work our way into camel. So coming up onto your knees, and if you're on carpet you might be fine, but if you like a little bit of extra knee support, you can always bring your blanket onto your mat for underneath of your knees. And also, before we go into camel, if you have blocks, these can be a great aid to help you get deep into this pose. So you have a few options. You can place your blocks on the outer edges of your feet if you'd like, somewhere to grab when you're working your way towards your ankles, or even to the inside. Whatever feels good for your body. Maybe placing that there just to have that to reach towards. So we're going to bring our hands to our lower back. The palms of your hands pressing into your lower back as your elbows reach towards one another as if they want to kiss, and your chest just lifts up to the sky. Inhale, lifting your heart up to the sky. As you exhale, pressing your hips forward, fronts of the legs press forward, maybe keeping your hands on your lower back or reaching them down towards your ankles. You can curl your toes so you don't have as far to reach, if that helps. And your drishti or your gazel point is going to be the tip of your nose. Gaze point. I don't know what I said. Your drishti or where you'd like to stare can be the tip of your nose or your third eye, just to keep your neck from dropping back too much. Continue to breathe here, pressing the fronts of the legs forward, opening up the chest. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly bringing the hands to the lower back and coming back to center, nice and slow. Sit back down onto your heels. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your abdomen, and just drop your chin to your chest. Maybe little half moons on your chest with your chin might feel nice. Little body scan here, seeing how you feel. If you brought your blanket or any blocks onto your mat, just take a moment to scoot them out of the way. And let's find our way, our feet to the front of the mat. Our sit bones are nice and connected. You can find your way here. I'm going to turn so I can face you. No, I'll stay like this. You never know. All right, so let's just take a moment here and check in with our sit bones. Placing your hands to either side of your hips and just pressing into your hands into the ground as your hips lift. Feeling that extension in your spine, and then just release. So your sit bones are really connected. Maybe taking a moment and envisioning those roots we grew at the very beginning. Our roots from our sit bones to the earth, and then the earth is growing roots back towards our sit bones as they connect. Really feeling that connection here. Taking a moment, curling your toes towards your body, feeling your legs flex. Nice strength here, beautiful L shape. Lower abdomen's engaged, lower back's engaged, shoulders are down. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, forward fold, hinging at your hips. Beautiful forward fold here. Continue to shine your heart towards your feet. Keep your lower abdomen engaged and continue to stay mindful of your lower back. We don't want to instantly cave over. So continue to work here for a bit. Every inhale, maybe slightly lifting up, allowing space for that air to fill up inside of you, filling up the lungs, filling up the ribs, feeling the body expand as you lift. And then as you exhale, maybe coming a little deeper. Just exploring that here, really investigating what your body needs and giving it that and feeling if it takes you any further. Once you've found your full extension of this pose for tonight, this is as far as my body's going to go, then you can allow your head to just drop and relax. And maybe the back curves a little bit. Forward folds are very, very calming for our nervous system. They're so good for us. and so simple, reaping all of the benefits to just find your body in a calm state as you forward fold with your breath. Maybe a slight bend in the knees might help. One more round of breath wherever you are. And on your inhale, slowly rolling up one vertebrae at a time, bringing the head and shoulders up last. Maybe rolling the shoulders out as you come to rise. And we're going to take our right foot flat to the earth. You can stay right here if you like, or you can cross it over your extended left leg. You can keep your left leg extended, or if you like to go a little deeper, you can bend your left knee so that your left foot finds its way over towards your right hip. Finding what feels good for you today. I'm going to leave my leg extended. My knees are not very happy. And just hugging towards your bent right knee. Okay, we're going to inhale our arms up, and as you exhale, opening up to the right, bringing your left arm to hug your bent right knee, and your right hand comes behind you into a beautiful spinal twist. And really just begin the twist at the base of your spine, at the bottom, and then the middle of your spine, and then the top of your spine, and really working your way into this with your breath. Every inhale, feel your chest lift, feel yourself lengthen, and every exhale, twist a little deeper. If you like to bring your left elbow to the front of your right knee to twist your upper body a little deeper, you can do so. Lower abdomen's engaged. And unwinding back to center. Exhale, unwind everything here. Maybe shake it out. And let's do the opposite side. Bending your left knee, right leg's extended. You can stay right here if this feels great. Or if you want to cross your foot over, you can stay right here. If you want to go a little deeper, you can bend your extended right leg over towards your left hip. Be sure both sit bones are still rooted into the earth, and you can press into both feet nice and strongly. If that feels all right for you, you're going to inhale, arms up. Exhale, opening up to the left, bringing the right arm around the left knee and your left hand behind you. Your gaze may find its way to the back. And again, remember the twist comes from the base of the spine, then to the middle spine, and then the upper spine. Continuing your breath, your shoulders are relaxed and peeling open. Maybe bringing your right elbow to the front of your left knee to twist you just a little bit deeper. And unwinding everything back to center. Releasing the legs, give them a little shake. And let's find our way down to our backs. So bringing your hands out in front of you, maybe lowering down as a controlled abdomen, or just finding your way down to your back. And just take a moment on your back and just rest here. Allow yourself to melt. Allow yourself to release all of the work you've just done and just melt here. Let the earth support you. If you grabbed those items at the beginning that I mentioned, I'm going to show you a version of Shavasana that you can choose if you like. It's really grounding, and it just feels like a hug. It's just the best. So I'll show you, and you can decide what works best for you, okay? So while I show you this, please just lay and relax and melt. So the first first thing that we want is that small pillow or small folded up blanket that's going to go underneath of our head. So a little support for our head. Okay. The next thing we want is that big blanket or bolster, and that's going to go underneath of our knees. Okay. That's where my head's going, this is where my feet's going. And then we want to go ahead and grab, if you have it, a block, and if you have it, a strap, a scarf, a necktie. And let's just find our way down onto the mat. You're already there. I'm finding my way. Okay. So the purpose of the large bolster is to just give our knees some support here from all of that standing work we've done and the twisting. So let's just support our knees. If you have an extra pillow and you're a short person like myself, you can have a little bit of extra down here to allow your feet to rest. Or if they rest all the way on the earth, you know. Set yourself up so that you can find rest. And then we're going to lay all the way down on our back, allowing the blanket to be a little pillow for us. Taking your strap and just go ahead and make a loop in it of some type. If you have a regular strap, or if you have a necktie or a scarf, you can just tie it around your legs. So the purpose is to have a little bit of tightness around your thighs here if that feels okay for you. If you do not like the feeling of this, please don't do it. Take it off, loosen it, you know, you're in control here. So the ultimate Shavasana here, goal that we're looking for, if you want to take a peek at me on the screen here, would be you have a blanket or a small pillow under your head. You have a strap of some sort around your upper thigh area. You have a block or anything, small pillow, a book that's comfortable to place between the legs if that feels okay. Again, loosening the strap, adjusting. Don't even have to use the strap if you don't want to. Then we have a large bolster or pillow under our knees and some sort of support under your feet if needed. Or your feet can just fall towards the earth. Now that we're here, let's find our way into our Shavasana. And just taking this time and allowing yourself to just release and relax. Allowing your feet to fall open to the corners of the mat. Your toes fall open to either side, nice and relaxed. Allowing your ankles, your calves, your knees, your thighs to just release and relax. Allowing your hips and your glutes, your pelvis, just melt down into the floor and feel the support below you. And just release and relax. Allowing your abdomen to just release. Let your belly be a belly, in the words of one of my favorite teachers. And just melt. Allowing your arms, your hands, your fingers and thumbs, wrist, elbows, all just fall open and release. Maybe to either side of the body, or it may even feel nice as you're laying flat to wrap your arms as if you're giving yourself a hug and just allow them to rest there. If that feels great, in a couple of breaths, just maybe switching them. And you can leave them there if that's comfortable. A little hug for yourself. So wherever your arms may be, just allow them to release and relax. Coming to your collarbones, your shoulders, your neck, your jaw. Just taking a moment and allowing all of this to release. Maybe taking a big inhale, filling up through the whole body with air. And as you exhale, fully releasing the jaw, the neck, the shoulders, the collarbones, as they just melt. Coming to your forehead, your eyebrows, unfurrowing your brows, releasing your forehead, allowing your eyes to just melt. Maybe slightly feeling your lips part open on an exhale and your jaws release. And just fully relaxing here. Slowly beginning to come back. Welcoming small, soft movements back into your body. Maybe slowly wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, coming back to the sound of my cat meowing, and coming back to the room that you are in, back to your body. With small movements, maybe releasing the strap around your legs if you found one, removing the block from between your legs. Small movements, maybe rocking your head from side to side. And slowly finding your way, removing your blankets and bolsters if you need to, and work your way over onto your side. Maybe finding a big stretch before you go to your side. Stretching, pointing the toes, reaching the fingers, big long body stretching all the way from one side of the room to the other, and then rolling over to your side, either side. Maybe your arm extends, becoming a pillow for your head. Just resting on your side for a moment. Coming back to your intention. Coming back to your body. And when you are ready, finding your way up to a seated position. Maybe joining me with your hands at prayer at heart center. Your thumbs can touch your heart chakra. Bringing your gaze closed if it isn't already. And please just take this moment and show yourself gratitude for rolling out your mat and finding your way to your practice. Taking a body scan, seeing how you feel throughout your whole body, physically and mentally. If you'd like to dedicate your practice to someone or something that brings joy in your heart, maybe taking a moment and doing that now. And just a gentle reminder, greet yourself with compassion and kindness. And remember, you always have your extended exhale to find your groundedness. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste. Thank you, friends.